Welcome, CANA fantasy football fans. It is the end of the regular season, and we saw quite an exciting season indeed. To get started with the Premier League standings, this was a super tight race all year long. And as you can see by the final standings, it was hard to separate from the pack. The best teams are 9-5 over the 14 weeks. We have three of those, and those all three qualified for the playoffs. Starting with the when you go by points for, we have the Rene Carlucci, the RVA River Rats coming in at top seed, although they did lose the tiebreaker to the Colorado Mountain Goats in the league. So they are ranked 1 and 2. The Portland PDXers came in first in the A division. And then we had the only 8 and 6 team, my own near and dear Chapel Hill First and 50, to take the last and final playoff spot. There were three teams at 7 and 7, as you can see, and there were three teams at 6 and 8, and two teams at 5 and 9. Now, I know those of you who are probably paying attention and watched the last video, we had decided that two teams would actually be relegated, and then two teams were brought up. Now, upon further consideration about this, I will say that there is, an advantage for the champion of the last year, which was the Reno Tahoes. So I think everybody will probably agree with this rule. If you were the champion for the prior year, then you cannot be relegated. That is, to go first to worst, and that seems like a pretty good protection for at least 1 year, right? So that will protect Connor and the Reno Tahoes from relegation. However, the Albany, Georgia Jeep Life, which Kurt was, 2-year champion back, unfortunately, is not going to get the protection. So he's going to be relegated. And then when we go off points for, it looks like unparalleled dominance with all the other 6 and 8 teams. And this is how close it was. I mean, points for, we have, 13, and then the next team that would have been in line for relegation would have been a 6 and 8 Johnstown Jackalopes at 1368. So that's only 50 points difference. Points for, no, excuse me, that is would be the, let me look. The Jackalopes are at 1458. So again, that is, a little over 100 points for difference there. So every point does matter, even if you are not going to be in the playoffs. With that, let's go ahead and take a look at the playoff bracket. Now, the playoffs work a little differently than the regular season. There are 2 rounds. We have 4 teams in the first round, and then we're going to have the championship. And each round takes 2 weeks. So week 15 and 16 will be round 1, and then 17 and 18 will be round 2. In the first round, we have Portland PDXers, which is the number 1 seed, going up against my own Chapel Hill First and 10. And then we have the RVA River Rats against the Colorado Mountain Goats. And then the winner of those two will play for the coveted CANA Cup in the CANA Bowl. And then the other two will play for third and fourth, which in all respects, I mean, second, third, fourth, all meaningless. You won't be relegated. You're not going to win the cup. It'll be a very forgetful year all around. So that is what the situation is in the Premier League. So let's flip over to the Dogfight Football League and just look at some of the standings. Now, this one, we had, 2 standout teams. We had Orlando Magic and the Inevitable. both at 11-3. So some pretty dominant performances there. Also qualifying for the playoffs are the Idaho Renegades and Florida Buccaneers. So the way that the promotion will work is that the winner of the regular season, in this case the Orlando Magic, will get an automatic promotion. The second promotion will go to the winner of the championship. If the winner of the championship is the Orlando Magic, which it well could be, then the second place team, so the team that's in the championship game, will be promoted. So this is the standings. We'll just go to the playoff bracket. The Orlando Magic already in. So one of these other three teams will be also being promoted. So if there are two teams that go to the championship game that aren't the Orlando Magic, the winner of that will go. If the Orlando Magic go to the championship game, then whomever they're playing will get the automatic promotion. So that's how we'll do it. And those two teams will next year be in the Premier League. And the two teams that I had mentioned before from the Premier League are going to move back to the Dogfight Football League. So hopefully everybody understands that. And again, it was a great year. There were lots and lots of very, very close games in both leagues. The other piece of this, I know for me personally, is lots of quarterback injuries here as of late. And again, the other interesting piece of the puzzle is during this championship week, when you have weeks 16 and 17, there are a lot of teams that will be resting players. So that makes for a very tense week 16 and 17. Of course, if the NFL team is playing for their life or trying to get into the playoffs, then they may play their first teamers. But if they're already in, for instance, like the Eagles and Vikings and such, they may be resting their players, right? So they may not be too concerned about winning that week. So always makes these 2-week efforts very interesting. And there could be twists and turns. And that's why I really like the 2-week games. So hopefully everybody will have a great holiday season. And in 4 weeks' time, we'll crown a champion, and we will know exactly who that second team is that's going to get promoted. So it'll be either the Florida Buccaneers, Idaho Renegades, or the Inevitable. And so exciting stuff. Hopefully everybody enjoys football, enjoys the holiday, and thanks for watching.